gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice, are the most powerful forces of good ever assembled. Dedicated to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind.
Welcome, everybody. Once again, we are with Spinner Rack. It is me and PD, the Prime Minister himself. We're going to be discussing power, whether this sucker should stay in jail or come back out. You guys know how I feel about it right now. Keep him in.
You want to keep him?
Let him freeze, baby.
You sound like Kanan. Yo, he did that.
50 Cent is right. Kane is the move. You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, Lord.
The last two episodes, these are episode 2 and 3 reviews. 2. It comes down to basically what it looks like to me more than anything else. I don't even think Angela believes he's guilty. You know?
Well, once they figured out with the gun sort of threw her off, but she still wants him to pay.
Yes.
For, like, she's like, I want him in jail, but now I know it's not.
I don't think
real.
he did that one.
Yeah.
Though he did that one when they went to that when last season when he was with her
and then on the trip.
And no, he was on a trip with Tasha, and then he was hiding while they were looking for Lobos. Remember?
Yeah.
He did that one. You know, he just didn't do this one. Yeah. You know, he did a lot.
Well, that's more for like the audience. So we, the audience, are like, you know, the same with like, oh, he didn't even. We sort of can compartmentalize, be like, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that.
He don't kill cops.
But the whole point of a criminal going to jail, like a bad person, they sort of like the way OJ is, right? OJ got cleared, right? But now he's in jail forever for stealing something.
Actually, he's up on parole, I heard.
But how long do you have to go in for stealing? How long?
Dude, man. Well, you know what? He's a complete idiot.
Yeah.
You knew they were out. You had a target on your back.
It's
Dude, you stay clean. You know what I'm trying to say? Don't be a bad man trying to threaten people. It's your stuff, so what?
He's not a smart man.
Clearly not.
So if we going back to power, we have now a relationship
between Lala and Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy is wrapping it up.
But they have another wrinkle that led us into episode 3 is that the breakup of Tasha and Ghost might be leading into Tasha having to testify in the court case.
Once again, Angela comes back. She came up with a hell of a theory, basically. If she can prove that her and Ghost are really more business partners than anything else, and they're not actually engaging in marital.
That's very loose that you can't.
But she's trying. Hey, anything to break it up.
You had to find the right judge to pass that off because it's like.
Well, he's messing with you. A woman scorned. That's all I gotta say. Angela's scorned, and she's coming back hard. She doesn't think he killed I don't think she thought he killed the cop, but she's coming back at him no matter what. And he's now on the death penalty. You know, they've proved that. They found out that he didn't. There was a traffic stop whereby he had an altercation with the what's his name, Knox, who was the FBI guy, but Knox never logged it, so no one ever knew. But Ghost told Angela. So you figure now they have this, that all their case will be dead, but the judge didn't throw it out. He kept the case basically, you know.
Well, they have someone that, they have an FBI agent that's been killed. So they're not going to want to give up anyone yet. They would throw out the evidence, the aspect of the DNA evidence, and it explains that, but then there's still the fingerprint and the FBI being killed. So
you can't take one of our boys out enough,
Yeah.
I mean, we're the biggest gang out there, right?
Yeah, so it's not going to be, even if there's some way he could get off, like, it's a TV show, so it's hard to do what it would really be, because the aspect of someone getting off of something like that is the same like OJ going back to jail.
Oh, they'll go back after him big time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even him who did it. It's one of their own that did it. And he's continuing to plant evidence.
Well, that could be Ghosts out if they can find the real person, the real mole who's done everything.
Right.
But the other aspect is things are getting tight around Ghosts. Because it's like, there's also the other guy
Teresi.
He's trying to, he's pressing Ghosts to pay off his wife's, chemotherapy.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. So my question is like, No one knows who Ghost is, but yet this guy meets Ghost once or twice, and bam, he gets his identity. Bam, he gets him to start paying up for his, and I
Well,
don't know.
he doesn't know what. That
When you start
character
paying,
knows.
if you start paying, then you know now. You know what I'm trying to say?
He doesn't know what he knows yet, but he knows that he knows ghosts, and it could be telling tale, but it doesn't matter. If you get an informant, they can give you anything. They'll take it, so he can't even, he can't even banter back. He can't even try to fight back to say, I don't, put up or shut up. He can't even do that because if the guy isn't bluffing, he's screwed.
No, I just think to me, if I was Ghost, I'll say, yo, put up or shut up, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? He's like, yo, I saw you, how you fight these guys.
He can't shank him. He can't go and shank him because...
Yo, he beat up Eddie Murphy's brother, right?
He didn't beat up Eddie Murphy's brother.
Yo, when he was trying to get him in the other day in the episode, and he's like, yo, what you trying to do, man?
Yeah, but he didn't beat him up.
All right, he didn't beat him up, but he showed, yo, I'm no easy.
He beat the one guy up, he crushed the hand, but he did it so it couldn't be on camera.
True.
So everything is to keep that he's a nobody, which,
So what do you think about the whole thing with his kids? You know what I'm trying to say?
I hate the son.
Hate the son.
The
Hate him
son
with
is
passion.
a complete jerk. It's okay to get to a point where the father and son have some sort of separation, because it does happen when when you're a teen, that they start to find the parent to be a square. But at the same time, this guy is going so far from it, it's ridiculous, because you can have those feelings, but then when you also have moments, you also have moments where you're like, you relate to him, and this kid is having he's just going on the aspect of, oh, he died, dad lies, he's a liar, blah, blah, he lied, blah, blah, and that's it. It's like, there's moments where kids, kind of grow, they're close to their friends and they're not as close to their parents, but they still have a core of, if your father was your idol, you have that core that you go back to, even though you're like, oh, come, I don't want to talk to you, Dad. No, leave me alone. You're still thinking, you still have that in you, which we're not seeing. He's just totally cut off from his father, and not enough has happened for him to completely cut off. And wasn't in Kanan as Slim, who's not slim at all, is like, totally, but it's funny. Like if the government says he did that.
Because the best lines in the show, yo, he did that shit,
But then it's also like he's setting up these white kids and stuff like that, and it's just like, that's the lamest thing, and they're using him. He's being used so badly, but then at the end, when they find this out, he'll still probably blame the father. So.
Of course. I mean, which you figure if his father is such a bad guy, murderer and stuff, and you're running away from it, but he seems to be embracing that stuff.
Well, he wants him to tell him. It's like the way the show, what's that name? But anyway, he wants him to tell them about the past and bring them to that aspect of life, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they're asking stuff that he can't do.
I agree with you there. And what about the whole aspect of Dre? He's basically between Tommy and Julio. They got pulled in by the cops. They tried to do a search, and they found was it the gun they found in the spot?
Yeah.
And stuff, and they pulled them into the office to talk to them and stuff like that. Now you seem to have some tension between Dre and Julio. Dre being the manager and Julio being the distro, and the distro's telling Dre to, like, yo, stop selling stuff in the club, while vice versa, Dre is saying continue selling, and then he goes to Tommy. What do you think about that whole aspect of it?
Well, that's the thing. It's something that has to happen to build up tension.
Right.
So they have the pressure's on, selling drugs still going on, could shut down the whole club, could reveal that this is a big drug empire. So all of these, a good movie has a bunch of trains all converging on the same track. Mm-hmm. So we, as the viewer, want to see how they get out. So I think right now, as far as 3 episodes in, I think it's all going the right way, because you're supposed to have all the stuff happening at once. Having Ghost paying out this, having Dre paying Kanan, having they can't sell, but they're still selling drugs. All these things are coming ahead, and you got the FBI searching all this stuff and watching all this stuff at the same, or not catching it, but supposedly watching that stuff. So I think as far as drama goes, that's really interesting. But the thing I have an issue with is that I want Power to be a cram sort of series. I want to be able to watch it all at once. Every time I get to the end of the episode, I'm just like, I don't want to wait a week for this stuff. I want to cram. I just want to sit. I want to sit down
So
and
put
binge
Power
watch.
on Netflix then? Take it off Stars?
No, I don't. I mean, I think Stars has a good history because I used to watch. I mean, they also have the Outlander. They had a show I watched, Boss, which is also almost a precursor to Power.
Right.
It was just, you had something that was not what everyone else was doing, and this is what So so they had some really good shows. So I don't want things off, but I powered through a couple of shows. I can't wait for it all to be done to watch it in one setting, and I can't not watch it. So I watch it early. I don't even watch it at the time it comes on at night. When they release it digitally, I watch it midday on Sunday. So, I mean, it's got me.
Well, good point. You got
So
me
what
too.
is your thing that you're liking the most, and what are you disliking the most?
Well,
What is
one
it?
thing I like, Tommy stepped up this year. He's doing all these balls in the air,
Yeah.
and it's kind of throwing me for a loop because Ghost and everyone else made Tommy seem as though all he was hired muscle.
Yeah.
But clearly he's not. He's a lot more than that. But the question is, how long can Tommy do all this on his own? Another thing, so I think we talked this last time. I like Turtle from.
It's not Turtle. He's
I
the
know
lawyer,
it's not Turtle. He's the
and
lawyer.
we're still calling him Turtle.
I know. Every time I see you,
We're calling him Turtle, and he has a name.
he's the lawyer.
Well,
we
that's-
gotta get his name. Next show we'll have his name down.
Well, let's go. I don't think the lawyer that's in The Help is the best actor. That the guy they brought in, he's not that strong, but it's a good, interesting character to have in there. A character that says, James St. Patrick, like, come on, man, this is what you are. You're not this. Like that aspect, I know messes with all of the people that are watching and being like,
You're talking about the brother they brought in too.
yeah, the other
Who
lawyer.
said, so there's two lawyers.
Co-counsel.
They're the co-counsel. They brought in a brother who basically is saying, he doesn't really care whether he's
Yeah.
innocent or not. In
He's
fact,
not
he don't even
supposed
think
to.
he's innocent. He said, while St. James, his ghost is basically saying, dude, you had all the privileges. He said, but you see, you got it later, and you didn't do the wrong. You still did the wrong thing. So what the hell? You know?
Yeah.
But I like the lawyer Turtle.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah,
call him
yeah,
by-
yeah.
Turtle is basically turning into the consigliere of the family, isn't he? 'Cause
Yes.
he's working on both sides,
Yeah.
which may end up causing a problem. I was very surprised they went around the route where they had the other attorney, the co-counsel, where he basically said, you can't work both sides. But then he turns around and tells Ghost, I don't trust you. I don't like you, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I thought he would be eventually trying to push in, separate those two.
I don't think it came through in the performance, but at this point, he's used to being, his power as an attorney is sort of pushing the people where he wants them to go. So when Angela comes in and gives him take the deal, and
I know.
he's like, take the deal. He's doing the standard lawyer thing, being like, take the deal. I'm here to work out this deal, and we can cut your time. I'll do everything I have to cut your time. And that's what's interesting about him, but he was introduced as a character that's going to get Ghost off of everything. And I don't see him, they did have him come with the tape, but he hasn't shown anything yet to really say that he's this hotshot that can get him off, because he don't even care about Ghost.
He
All
didn't
care
even
about
believe
getting him off.
He didn't even believe about the whole camera thing. It had to be Turtle was the one pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
You'll make sure you get it. I mean, he's the one. Turtle was the one who came up with the theory. It wasn't him. So, I don't know. But you're right. One problem that I do have with the series is the way Angela is able to come in and out. Look, if any realistic investigation that they would have, Angela would not be also continuing to investigate this deal.
Yeah,
She would be totally sidelined.
She should
100%.
And especially with the reveal of the tape.
Yeah.
And the fact that, and the relationship.
But she told them about it. She told them that there was a stop, and they just totally disregarded it.
Yeah.
So, it's good TV, but, it's like she's so close. I mean, I'm thinking Ghost can bring up so much stuff she did for him last season. You know what I mean? Come on.
But what about Knox's friend? Does he believe the FBI agent wants to help is he falling for Angela being the bad person? Or does he have another person in mind?
Right. So the private investigator, I think he thinks Ghost is guilty, and he thinks Angela's guilty. So I think that's what's going to probably during the rest of the season may bring back those two together, because self-interest, besides whatever crazy love they got going on.
Well, that's the other thing as an actress, right? And your love interest you're on opposite sides. You have the classic Romeo and Juliet thing of these warring families. Like, well, this one is police and one criminal.
Right.
But once you have this thing where you're taking them to jail, how do we get Angela and Ghost back together?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't see it. But she came into the room and they talked, and there's going to probably be other options where they come in where she's going to have to come to him. That's the only thing I can think of. You know, but this deal I think sucks. I mean, he gives up Tommy, and I'm like, come on. If there's one thing I know about Ghost in the show, I may dislike the guy in the character. He's not going to flip on Tommy. Tommy's had many a time to flip on him. He's not going to flip on Tommy. If there's anyone who's close to him,
that's not how movies work, though. Movies work that if you have kids, you do whatever. Like if you're saying someone's going to blow up the planet, or for your kid. You keep your kid, and then the planet blows up.
No,
that's how stories
But what
work.
he would do is, I'll take the shot because I know Tommy will take care of my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Tommy is in essence their surrogate uncle or their foster uncle. I mean, he's that close to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, if your brother is there, they're gonna say, all right, I'm gonna shoot your kids. Unless you give yourself up. And I gotta think of another way out. My way, I don't want my brother to die, and I don't want my kids to get shot. Right? So I'm gonna take the hit. So my brother is going to live so that he'll take care of my kids. That's how you would do it. I just don't see this, I'm going to flip on Tommy. It's just so unbelievable, so out of character. I just don't believe it.
I think that is what's going to happen. I think he's going to put on a mask, he's going to take a different voice like Nicky Barnes. He's going to rat out everyone. He's going to do that whole thing that Nicky Barnes did. They're going to take the show out of another town, and they're going to live like, no, I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, I'm telling you, if he snitches on Tommy,
well, that's the thing. The audience won't allow that because in hip hop, they can't allow someone saying that, like as business people, you can't even talk about someone hitting you or going to court about that stuff. It's like works in the criminal's favor. Like I could go up, well, I'm not going to, but I could go punch somebody or shoot somebody, and you're like, you can't tell on me. You have to actually secretly go behind my back and kill me, not do it, But then it also leads to the idiocy of we losing people like Jam Master Jay, but letting the streets handle it rather than say, what do you mean? Like he shouldn't have been killed.
Well, it's just like the mob bosses when they had that whole Omerta, no one says silence. They all talked.
Yes.
They all gave everybody up, even the mob boss tape. So I don't believe in that crap. But what I'm saying is a little different. Tommy, in essence, is his brother. Okay, let's just call that. And
he's not his brother now that he has a family. Movies understand that if you have a family, the family overrules the brother, and it doesn't matter that your brother will take care of your family. It matters that you take care of your family, no matter the consequences. We've seen it in shows. Your girlfriend's in trouble. No matter the consequences, you do what it takes.
But if he does it,
them.
I totally disagree.
So we're totally in the power, right?
We're totally power's the way.
And we're gonna
watch
keep
it, watch
reviewing.
it, watch it. Unlike
God.
American Gods, which I still haven't gotten over that. We gotta pan that damn show. You know what I'm trying to say? I read the book. Pan it. But you know what? I want to hold off. I want to think about it a little bit more clearly. I don't want all the emotion and the vitriol to come through.
It's not good to compare and contrast. We can do it separately. So a big business is going to hit you up and attack American Gods on its own.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody.
Booyaka!